Hello, my morning talk show today is called Green Flags in People. Now you might think green flags in people, flagging people, that means you want to, oh, I'm not going to like them maybe. No, it's green flags. So that means this is a go. Okay, so here they are. I already did this once, and when I was ready to read them, I pushed the wrong button and I deleted it. So then, did you know you can recover your show? If you delete a picture that you didn't want to, you can recover it. So I had to go to there and find it. All right, so here they are. They celebrate your wins. I love that because that happened to me recently. You know, I started my YouTube channel in last November, and one person, a friend of mine, is like, "You're stupid. You're not going to do anything with it. You're just wasting your time." Well, then, now that I'm winning, because I'm almost to 5,000, well, I still have a few hundred to go, but closer to 5,000 subscribers, then I'm feeling like I'm winning, but she still won't celebrate my wins with me. So then I rather talk to somebody who will celebrate my wins with me. They remember small things about you. Like, you know, what's your favorite color? What's your favorite ice cream? You know, stuff like that. They respect your boundaries. I like that one because, you know, I don't let just everybody in my bedroom, just my video friends. I don't let everybody, you know everything about me, just my video friends. All right. I don't have any boundaries, I don't think. Okay, you feel energized after seeing them. Don't you think, like when you talk on the phone and then you hang up, you feel good about yourself? Or when you talk on the phone and then you don't feel good and like, oh, I hope they never call again or something, you know? So we feel good after we talk to them or after seeing them. They listen without being defensive. Oh, that is a good thing. When you have to tell them your woes or what your problem is or what your gripe is, and they just listen and they don't interfere or, you know, I like that. They allow you to be fully yourself. That's why I like my video friends. You guys let me you encourage me. Just be yourself. And, you know, that makes me feel good because I don't know how to be anything else but myself. And if you are yourself and people don't like you, then, oh, that kind of hurts. So they allow you to be fully yourself. They make you feel safe. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I did have one person I was married to. They didn't make me feel safe. We want to feel safe and that we could say anything and be ourselves around them. You don't have to watch what you say. Because I always put my foot in my mouth or forget what I was going to say, or, you know, I say something I shouldn't have. But when you're with, I think that's why family's so good. You don't have to watch what you say because they know you so well. And they support your goals. Yes, they encourage you in your goals and they support you and they celebrate your wins. So, green flags in people. I'll hold it right here if you want to take a picture of it. Is that even focused? I don't even think it's focused, is it? I don't care. I don't care. It's the best I could do. I know. I will link it in the below, and then you can go read it. That would be better. Okay. If I don't erase it again. Somebody wanted to know about the diamond art and how it's really done. And I thought, well, I'll just include that in my morning show. I'm not an expert, but I've done several of them, and I complete every one I start because I am that kind of person. I get things done. And they sell a lot of tools on Temu, like the roller that you can roll them all down. But I never had a roller for all the other ones I did. I do like this tool, although I think I have a better one that's thinner. And this lines up the dots when you do it. But when I first heard about these, it was my niece. I was complaining on Facebook, like I finished a project and I didn't know what project to start again. I'm bored with doing everything. And she said, well, get this. And then she showed me these diamond arts and said, do them. They're fun. Okay, so this lady wanted to know, how do you do them? So I kind of want to show her. Now, when you get a diamond art, it will come like this. I know you guys all know. If you know, you know. They come like this, all wrapped up. And when you open it, all of the diamonds, which they're not really, I wish they were rhinestones, but they're not, come in little baggies, and they're numbered. But then what's so confusing is the number on here, they'll give you a guide right here alongside. It is not corresponding with those numbers because it goes, on here is your ABCDs. It does have, well, this one goes to number 7 and then starts the ABCDs. So then you go, well, what ABCD is number 5 and stuff. So, like here, number 12, you won't find a 12 on here. You find the E. Well, this guide on the side explains it all. That number 12 is the letter E, which will be the letter on here, okay? So what I do usually is you buy these boxes from Temu. These are handy if you don't want to keep them in the baggies. And some of them aren't as nice as baggies. These close. The other ones you get are in baggies. If you cut it open, you're screwed because it's always going to be opened. So then you like these kind of little cases. And I bought these little stickers that you can buy on Temu that are the perfect size to put on these. But before I had those stickers, I just used masking tape. So it's kind of like paint by number, and like whatever letter it says on here is what you do. So like you pour, they come with this little thing. Say you're going to do, I'm going to do the X's. So then I look on my guide, and an X is number 26. So you got to go through all of these and find, I usually try to keep them in order, but they're not. And I've had a few mishaps that I'm not happy about. For number 1, this popped open, and these and half of these spilled out in the bottom of my box. So that's going to be fun when I get to that number. And I can't find number 3. And I don't know. I have all the other numbers, but number 3. And number 3 is a dark one, black. So, oh wait, I just happened to remember. I'm glad I told you. Because I thought this number 3, I thought this was my eyes for my, you know, my little mice I make. The eyeballs and the nose. And I thought that's what this was. Now I remembered, I put it in my drawer. No, that's this. Oh, I found it. How lovely. I get to finish it. I just spit. Okay, so the number 26 is the X. So you just spread in a little few in here. Okay. Now, what it comes with is just a single one of these. And I guess for a beginner, a single one is all you need. But, you know, just the single. And so what you do is you take your little, it comes with the little wax thing, and you dip and you push the wax in the tip of it. Like that. But when you have like a whole line, like my painting here, this whole line is all the same. L's, L, L, L. Then you want one like this. And you fill it with wax. And you line these up. And this little thing has gutters. And so you line them up in here. And sometimes you have to use your fingernail to get them all lined up. A whole string of them. I forgot what letter I'm doing. That's like, I always keep it out. Keep these out so you don't forget which letter you're doing. Sometimes I forget. What was I doing? So, and this is my favorite one because this one holds 3. instead of 10. So I'm doing X right here. And so I already have the wax. And so then you just push it down on here. And I get 3 of them, like this. You see? They have to be face up. The flat back's on the bottom. And then this has plastic thing on the top of here to keep it sticky. I cut sections. The section I want to do, I split it up. Because you can't handle the whole big thing. And if you're just starting out, start on a little one. So I have 3 of the dots here, and I find an X that has 3, and you just smash it down. And it sticks to that. It sticks to that backing on here. And I love it. I mean, it's so fun to do. Your back kind of hurts after a while. But you have to have a good light if you're going blind like me. Hopefully I don't go blind because I love my eyesight, as worse as it is. But so I have one of this light right here, and I just get right in there to shine on it. And the other thing I do is I always glue my piece onto a poster board. Just with Elmer's glue, and I glue it onto there so I can transport it, because I do not want it to stay here the whole time. I want to move it and put it over there when I'm not working on it. Okay, so when you are done, or even when you do one section, they make this diamond painting seal. And if you're going to frame it with a glass on front, it might not be so important. But if you have just the frame without anything holding it down, I would recommend to get some of this from Temu too. And it's like rapid curing, multi-purpose, all-in-one sealer at gloss finish. So my last couple of ones I did that, I did, the sealer on it. So, because I was just going to have a frame and not a glass on the front holding it. And it's addictive because once you get started, well, with me anyway, I want to finish. And usually you start in the middle. I started in the middle, and then I worked down here, and now I'm trying to get this done. But then I had some leftover dots in here, so then I went up there to put them up there because I wanted to empty this. And you get your own system after a while of doing it. And I know my granddaughter, her fiance and her, they work on it together. So that's good. Now, I want to address some of the comments I've been getting on my comment list about when I went to do Trevor's classroom. Now, some people do not, I know you don't like the snakes, and I know you don't like my ex-husband, the alcoholic. As mean as he was, he hated when there were caged animals because he thought birds and everything should be free and not caged up. I think that especially about a bird. They have wings to fly. How would that be to be in a cage? But I don't care about snakes and lizards much. But somebody said animal abuse. And I don't know if they were talking about the crocodile heads, because I'm sure those crocodiles died and they just did that with their dead bodies, I don't know. I don't really care, because I think that if you watch those crocodile shows, there's plenty of crocodiles in the world that they don't need that many. And I know those. I watched one show in Florida, and they were overcome by those lizards. What were they called? And I know Trevor had them in Ecuador when he was there. And they're taking over the whole place, and they have to euthanize them to get rid of them. And they don't take cold, and they're not dead, but they freeze when it gets cold, and then they just don't move. And there's a whole YouTube show about it. But anyway, I know some people love animals, and they're vegans and everything, so they don't like to see that. But we realize how they are. They need to realize how we are. That, maybe we like a pet, and we like it. And Trevor likes to teach the kids about it and stuff. I don't know why he does it. Anyway, okay. And then somebody said that I was kind of rude to Jamie while we were there. I might have been, because you know why. Now, my sister understands this totally. Jamie, everywhere I go, Jamie tries to make me be a Russian. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Because, you know, men, when they go in a store to get something, they go right to what they're getting, get it off the shelf, go pay and leave. I like to go up, maybe up and down every row. Well, the problem was with this trip, we went to Idaho Falls, and Thane is on our way back. It's 30 miles or something from our town. Maybe not that far, 20. And so on our way back, it was the right time. So I called Trevor and I said, can we stop by on our way by? And school's out and we can do the tour. So it was working out perfect. But Jamie had bought fish, and they're in the plastic bags in the car. Well, all Jamie could think about was his fish in the car. He needed to get him home. Hurry, hurry. All right. So that was what he was trying to get me to do, was hurry. We got, okay, we better go. Okay, we got to get going. So he was making me nervous doing that. And then other people were saying in the comments that I wasn't letting Trevor talk and that they just wanted to hear Trevor talk and stuff. Well, I had the questions to ask. I wanted to keep moving. I didn't want it to be boring and just like, you know, dead silence looking at snakes or lizards. And so I was trying to keep it moving, and I knew that Jamie wanted to leave fast, so I probably didn't let Trevor talk as much as you guys would have wanted him to. Now, I understand that because, you know, I could talk. Trevor used to have more time on his hands, and I could talk to him forever on the phone. But then I realized he's busy. But, you know, I could listen to him forever telling things. So I understand that. But I felt the pressure of hurrying because Jamie wanted me to hurry. And so I guess the interview, some people didn't think it went too well. Some people liked it, but I'm going to have Trevor on again. Don't worry. And in the summertime, he comes over here, and with, you know, we have summer barbecues and pool parties and swimming. And so when he comes over in the summertime and he's here and we're not in a hurry, and I will interview him more, you'll get sick of it after a while. Oh, no, not him again. So anyway, I wanted to clarify that. Then Jamie and I have been married for 30 years. And some people think that I might be kind of impatient with him and stuff. It's because we've been married a long time, and because we know each other so well. Because, you know, I love him to death. My whole family loves him to death, but we laugh because we tease him about how he's a walking encyclopedia, and here comes all the intellectual stuff that, you know, some of us, we've known him so long, we don't have to pretend that we're interested. We can just say, we don't care. And he's used to it. He knows. And he even says, you know, he'll even say stuff like, oh, people just don't want to hear me, do they? No, they don't, Jamie. It's boring. Like church. He takes his physics papers to church. I know last Sunday he gave them to this one guy, Morris. I mean, that was his dad. Austin, his name was. And he gave it to him. Well, after church, the guy came and gave it back to him. And he said, I'm sorry, but I don't understand a word of this. So Jamie knows. Jamie knows that that's how people take him. And so he gets it. He knows he's an Asperger person because I let him know that. But we love him to death. And we like to kid him about it because, you know, we keep him real. Like, if I had none of my children are weird, but I know some people who do have weird children. if my child was weird like that, I wouldn't allow that. I would say, knock it off. Snap out of that. You're not going to, if you do that, they're going to think you're weird. And I would just not allow it, not be that way. So I'm more out front and more tell it like it is. And, you know, and Jamie, I respect him totally. He's so smarter than me. Everybody knows that. You know, it doesn't take long for us people to meet me to realize, why is that smart guy with that woman? She doesn't know anything. She can't even do math. And I tell that to Jamie too, and he goes, you're smart in your own way. Like, he'll start talking about physics or ask me, why do you think, I'm just like, what makes you think I would know the answer to that? But when he talks about his physics, then I say, I just start in on mine. Okay, I'm going to make a quilt, and I can't decide if I should have this or this, and how many yards should I get, Jamie? How many do you think I get? Of course, he doesn't know anything about it. So then it puts him in his place, makes him realize that, you know, I'm smart in my area, and he's dumb in my area, and I'm dumb in his area, and he's smart in his area, what he knows. So we complement each other. And, you know, like, I do good things for him. I cook for him and make his favorite things and mend his clothes and do the laundry. He doesn't know how to do laundry ever. And so it's not like he is waiting on, I mean, my dad waited on my mother, but Jamie doesn't wait on me a bit. He does cook some dinners because he loves pork chops. And he loves his fried pork chops, caramelizing them in the pan. He will go buy his own pork chops just to eat for lunch and stuff and fry it up himself. So when I know he has a pork chop he's going to cook, hope you don't care, I'm still working on this, then I just think that, because I have my little diet dinners that if he wants his pork chop, then I just eat that. And so, you know, it's nothing fancy for dinner sometimes. And that's how we roll. And I know my sister and her husband do that too. You kind of just like eat leftovers sometimes or have soup or something. Because, you know, when you had a family at home to feed and make big meals for, it was different than when it's just the two of you or the one of you. You're going to do it different. But we each have our own roles in life and what we do. Like I told somebody one time, Jamie has never ran out of underwear, clean underwear, or anything. I do it all and take care of him. And he's never had to say, I don't have any clean clothes. So I take care of him fully. And I treat him good. And that's why he loves me and wants to stay married to me. He never said he wanted a divorce, ever. So, I don't ever want a divorce from him either. And we have complimented each other for years and get along really well. So, don't think that it doesn't work for us. It does. I think each marriage has their own, what's it called, chemistry and makeup and how you know, kid each other and react to each other and either ignore him and they know you're ignoring him and stuff like that. So, you don't have to feel sorry for him that I ignored him or left him out or anything. He doesn't want to be on the YouTube. He could have his own channel. I told him that. He could have a physics channel and talk on it. His son told him to do it, and he'd get more viewers than me. But he doesn't want to, and at his age, he doesn't have to. He doesn't need the money for himself. He doesn't need to make money. He doesn't need to make friends. He just needs to worry about his health, which his cold is finally over. He still has his COP cough, and we did that sleep study, and they never got back to us. And it's spring break, so his doctor's on vacation. Isn't that wonderful? This is the wrong color. I recognize it. This is the wrong color. Because, just look at what I did. This is A. I'm supposed to be doing A. But this is a D. But I held it this way and I thought it was A. So I put all these wrong colors here. And I'm thinking, this doesn't look right. Good thing I spotted that. Because, you know, it's right on Jamie's picture. I don't want Jamie to looking horrible. Jamie finally saw this last night, what I was doing. He's like, what? You're doing that? I said, yes. Because, you know, we want this picture up of us because we are the couple. And what, you know, the thing I hate, and I shouldn't, but it's what I feel, his headstone has the picture of him with his first wife and him on the headstone. And I don't want my picture on a headstone, on my headstone, but his is. Anyway, it's like I was married to him longer, but he had children with her. He didn't have any children with me. I should have had children with them, and then my kids could have inherited land. My kid. So, anyway, it's fine when you can't take it with you, and who cares when you're dead, right? About any of this crap. I got my dad's glasses and his watch. That's good. Do I ever care about it? No, I don't ever look at him or anything. Because I remember him. And I'm sure he had several glasses in his lifetime. And so, and I know my dad loved me. So I don't really need his things to show love or anything. I got his old woven fishing basket. And he used it when I was little, but I don't think in my later years he used his fishing basket because, you know, they had plastic things by then. But I told Tyson, my son, that I had it. And he goes, you do? I said, yeah, do you want it? I'll give it to you. Oh, I would love it. So when he comes out this summer, I'm going to give it to him. Because he'll get more joy out of it, maybe. And he'll be sure to get it then. One lady commented and said that she is, you know, in her 80s or whatever, and she's starting to give away her jewelry and stuff now to her loved ones that she wants to have them have it. And that's what I've always said. If I knew I was going to die of cancer or something, I'd start giving away my stuff while I was alive, who you want to have it and stuff, so that, you know, and it would mean more to them. I have a necklace that this lady, I loved her to death, and she was an old lady, but she was my best friend, and I was 40, and she was 70s, and she moved back to North Carolina, but before she left, she gave me this beautiful pin and brooch and stuff that had been her mother's, and so that really means a lot to me, that she gave it to me. So if I was going to be sick and dying, I would start gathering my grandchildren around me and saying, what do you want? And give it to them. The problem is they usually all want the same thing. Like, I want the giraffes. Oh, well, so-and-so spoke for those. So then what do? You have to choose something different. And I got my my grandmother's velvet coat because she gave it to me before she died. Or I probably wouldn't have got it. And so Trevor told my mother, you know, that I really wanted it. And so she gave it to me before she died when I went and visited one time. So that was lucky. But my sister took care of my parents. So, you know, it was a lot on her. And she cleaned their house out and, you know, moved them out and everything. So I don't resent anything that she got. Plus, she's the oldest daughter. She can be in charge of everything. I'm not an in-charge kind of person. She's like my mother was. You call them up and you go, what should I do? Because you have a problem, you know. And they just automatically give you the answer, like, well, here's what you should need to do. And then they tell you right then. When people do that to me, I have to go, I like my dad, so I have to say, I don't know what you should do. Oh, that is a problem. Well, let me think about it for a few days and I'll get back to you. I never know what they should do either. Pray about it. That's what you're always safe if you say that to them. So I never know what to tell them, people to do. I'm not really good one to give advice. So anyway, they tell me their problems. Usually their problem is because they need money. And I think they're just telling me this. They want me to give them money. I don't know what you should do. So maybe that's why people don't come to me with their problems much. My kids, but they're pretty good. They don't have problems like some do, because they're all good citizens, except for I have a wayward son. He doesn't want me to put him on here, so I know he would be mad if I told you all about. But I do have some good advice with wayward children and how to handle it, to preserve your sanity and how to, you know, get through it. And I do want to talk about it someday, which I will. I already did one show about it. It was good, too. But then, if he heard it, he would probably get mad at me, so then I erased it. I've erased several shows that I shouldn't put on here because of certain things. So, you got to think about it sometimes. All right. I'm gonna stop now because I'm all involved in this. I'm gonna stop thinking because I'm zoning in on what color A is. Anyway, if you want a new hobby or you want something to do, you can't really watch an action show when you do these. You can listen to podcasts and you can listen to, you know, those kind of movies that are not action-filled. You don't want to watch, you can't have a fashion show. Don't watch one of my fashion modeling dresses when you do these, because you can't look at the TV and do these both at the same time. But I've heard a lot of people, they crochet and knit while they listen to a podcast. And I do that too. I fall asleep listening to them. So I never know the end of the story because I fell asleep. And last night, I thought it was the Brooklyn Bridge in the middle of the night when it happened. I heard about it. No, it's not. It's the Baltimore, isn't it, bridge. Oh, I'm surprised not more people are dead. But I guess it's because they told the cops ahead of time or something that they were going to, the ship knew that they were lost power. So then they called them and said, you know, get everybody off the ship. Anyway, that's what I heard. I mean, off the bridge. But those workers, 6 of them, it said, they can't find them. That is sad. And, but I watched those semis going across that bridge before it went down. I'm thinking they just made it in the nick of time. I wonder if they know how lucky they were. But it's, and then they say, like that one bridge took like 8 years to build. Oh, they're going to be in way trouble for a long time. I've never been to Baltimore. I never had a desire to go there. Now I really don't. And that ship's was going to go through the Panama Canal. And I went through the Panama Canal last year. And my brother's going through it right now. And my sister-in-law. The sister-in-law that's married, related to Lucille Ball, her 9th cousin. They're going through the Panama Canal right now. But they'll be home when we go to Oregon. And we're going to go visit them. And they live in Coos Bay, Oregon, right on the bay. We're going to go crabbing, and you get to go too, right with us. And so, you'll meet him. He's the homicide detective. And I don't know why I'm telling you all of this, because that has nothing to do with Baltimore. But that ship that ran into the bridge was heading down to the Panama Canal. They pay a lot of money to go through the Panama Canal. The cruise ships do too. Thousands, like $500,000 or something. You could Google it and find out. Don't trust anything I say. If it's medical or anything, don't trust me. Look it up yourself. Because I don't know what I'm talking. I was feeding the dog my pork chop. And then somebody said, dogs aren't supposed to have that. Oh, I gave him a bite of my pork chop and my bone. He thoroughly enjoyed it. She's still alive. I haven't killed her yet. I didn't know that rule. Because I did have outdoor dogs once. Sandy, but she was an outdoor garage dog, you know, on the ranch. And we didn't have her in the house. And she was smart and everything. But we didn't kill her. But my boys managed her. They were in charge of her, not me. And she hated thunderstorms. I remember that. She wanted to come in the house in a thunderstorm, which we let her in because she was so frightened. It was sad. Why are they scared? I don't know why they're scared. They don't know what it is. You can't even explain to them. That's just thunder. They don't get it. But anyway, I'll have to text Trevor. I don't know when he's coming home. I got to count how many more days I'm going to have her. So I'm not going to give her any more pork chops. Promise. Can I have bacon? I bought some treats for her, bacon bits and stuff. My sister, that in Oregon, I'm going to go visit. And we're going to do a video together. But she was a veterinarian receptionist at the vet's office. So she knows a lot about dogs. I could ask her, and animals. She knows a lot. But hopefully I don't. But this little Tilly, she just attached at the hip. I think she would like to be a conjoined twin or something. Is that normal? And she just like stares at me what I'm doing every minute. I get up to go to the bathroom and she just follows me right then. I'm thinking, honey, I'm just going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Just stay there. Nope, she just has to come right with me, staring at me. But I make her go outside and run for a little bit. She comes right back, but I think she should get some exercise. I'm not going to go walk on her. She could go run and play. But they didn't give me any toys. Last time I babysat her, she brought toys. I don't have any toys for her. Do dogs have to have toys? I don't know. I guess I could get on the floor and kind of wrestle with her like Trevor does. Do they like that? It'll be fine, because then when Trevor gets back, she'll be happier when they're back. And then she'll realize how lucky she is to have her family and not stay at Grandma's. Grandma's boring. So it'll all work out. Okay, I talked enough. Don't unsubscribe. If this was really boring for you, don't unsubscribe to me because of this. The next one will be better, I promise. But, you know, I'm getting sick of the Temu stuff. Not because I don't like their stuff. It's just that I have too much of it now. I don't need any more stuff. We aren't having Christmas. This isn't coming. And I give money for everybody for their birthday, which Trevor's birthday's Friday, and he's gone, so I'm just going to Venmo the money to him. And he can buy something on his trip. I don't know what he does with the money. But, somebody asked me about Trevor. How does he make it so good on a teacher's salary? Well, Trevor has always been the non-entrepreneur. He cleaned chimneys for a while he school taught. On weekends, he went and cleaned chimneys. And you make good money doing that. And then he had him and his buddy would go to the car auction and buy cars, and then had a car lot, a dealership. And you called for an appointment to see a car because they didn't sit down there. And then they also had a pawn shop with the car dealer. So they did that for a while, but they finally closed that up because people kept robbing them and stiffing them. You know, like they would try to carry the loan on the car. If you're too nice, people know that. And they lost money on them because people would steal. It was like stealing the car. And they would move away. And then Trevor isn't going to drive clear to, you know, Timbuktu to get the car that they didn't pay for. So they quit doing that. And then he tutors because, you know, he knows Spanish totally. He used to teach Spanish in school because he went to Ecuador on a mission and learned it. But then the school had a rule that you had to be certified college graduate in the language to teach it. Well, Trevor is fluent in it because he lived there for 2 years and knew the language perfect. And people are, I mean, Spanish-speaking people tell him that he speaks it great. But after he didn't teach that anymore, then he tutored the Spanish kids and was the translator for the school to talk to the Spanish parents who don't speak English. And he got paid for that. And then he got paid for summer school. He doesn't do that anymore, though, because he always enjoys his summers, and they do a family vacation and stuff. So that's about Trevor. So, and then his wife never worked until this year. But she was a stay-at-home mom. But Brindley, the youngest, finally went to school. And so then, you know, they believe that the mother should stay home with the children as long as they can. So Trevor worked the extra time so that the kids would have their mother. But now she got a job at the dentist office that Hillary works in. She's a receptionist. So now she has a job. But she doesn't work full-time. It's just part-time, a few days a week. So they get along fine. Okay, I don't know if they want me telling about their finances. Oh, well, if they don't. Okay, goodbye.